Hello friends, welcome back. My name is Jason, and here are some quick tips to ensure that you are more prepared. Now, I'm a big fan of dry fire training. If you're gonna carry the tools, you need to be proficient with them. It's not enough to just have them on you. You need to be really, really good with them and know what you're doing. And dry fire training costs you nothing. There's no excuse, zero excuses not to do it. I always practice the draw stroke, getting a secure grip on my dyno, solid, slow, and controlled trigger squeeze, ensuring that when I squeeze that arm of the dyno, there is no movement of my sights. I can practice malfunctions, such as click, no bang, get to tap, a rack, and represent, bang, or grr. Always dress appropriately for the weather. Check the weather report, see what the temperatures are going to be, see what the highs are, see what the lows are, what's the chance of rain, snow, hail, sleet. Always check it and ensure that you are properly clothed if you had to spend a significant amount of time outside. Yes, we go from A to B in a climate-controlled car, and then we end up in a climate-controlled house or building of some sort, and then on our way back, the same thing. But there's always a possibility that you're going to get stuck outside, and there's always a possibility of there being some terrible weather involved. And if you are not dressed appropriately, that could spell disaster for you and your loved ones. There's been multiple times that I've made the mistake of not dressing appropriately for the weather and been outside longer than I expected and suffered because of it. Hasn't led to anything drastic or any real, devastating consequences, but it has happened. And I can't tell you how many times my kids have shown up somewhere and I look back at them and I say, "Where are your shoes? You don't have shoes on your feet?" And they said, You don't leave the house without shoes and a jacket, especially if it's wintertime. My goodness, kids are ridiculous. Always carry the necessary tools required to get the job done. A neck gaiter to use as an improvised mask, whatever. Lots of uses for a neck gaiter, just keeping your neck warm if it's cold outside. A Leatherman, some sort of lighter with a flame extender right here. Extra teeth for my dyno. A flashlight. And I also almost always have my fixed blade on 3 EDC. With just these simple tools right here, I can solve a lot of life's problems, whether they be just regular mundane issues or something a little bit more severe. With these tools, I'm much more capable. I don't carry these types of things because I'm afraid. I carry these things because I want to be able to help people. I want to be the guy that's there, ready, willing, and able to get the job done if something should go wrong. It's not enough to just carry first aid equipment in your vehicle or on your person. You need to know how to use all of the supplies that are in a first aid kit, such as this one from Refuge Medical. If something was wrong with Maggie here, and I came across the scene and she was down, I would need to check her for some sort of massive hemorrhage, because I need to stop that bleed and get a tourniquet on her as fast as possible if it's in an extremity. And then I would need to see, she's biting me. I could do a head tilt, chin lift. Hold still. Respiration. Are you breathing, Maggie? Are you breathing? Come back. Clearly she's breathing. Okay, circulation. I gotta check your pulse. I gotta check your pulse. Come back. Combative patient we have here. Make sure you get some medical training. I mean, I don't think you need to be an EMT. I don't think everybody needs to be an EMT, although it's probably not a bad idea. But some basic first responder type training, I think, is a really, really important thing, because it's not really if, it's when you come across somebody that needs help. And I mean, for example, I've come across a couple of motor vehicle accidents where people were really, really badly injured. I keep my first aid kit right here in the back of my driver's seat, because that's honestly, if you're going to come in contact with somebody that needs some first aid care, it's probably going to be in a motor vehicle of some sort. So I just keep it right there, easy access. I used to keep it in this cabinet right here, but this is often locked. And I thought to myself, well, that's kind of silly. If I get out of my truck, I'm in a hurry, and then the cabinet's locked, and I got to get my keys, and then I run back here, and stuff happens really, really fast, and it's easy to make mistakes, and it's easy to get caught up in the moment and forget things and get jumbled up in the chaos that's going on. So it's just a good idea to have things bright red like that, labeled, easy access. Everybody can recognize that as a first aid kit. I've also gone back and forth about carrying tourniquets on my person, and I do often carry one in my pocket. It just depends on what I'm wearing. You know, if you got cargo pants on like I do right now, it's pretty convenient and easy. But if you got jeans on or something like that, or you're dressed differently, then it makes it a little bit harder to carry more additional supplies and gear. Having them close by, having it on your person, I think is obviously the best way to do it. I'm just looking for a better option. I'm tired of being like Batman with stuff all over my belt and stuff, and got a lot of things going on. Trying to limit how much I'm carrying on me on a daily basis. I haven't officially switched over, but I think I'm gonna be switching over to a much smaller dyno so I can just lighten my load a little bit. Are we hydrated? Are we well fed? Are we going to be ready at a moment's notice? Oftentimes I've gone most of the day and then realized, gosh, I'm thirsty. I haven't drank any water all day long. What if it was go time right now and I needed to be kicked into action and I was dying of dehydration before I even get started? Not a smart move. Start your day out with a big glass of water. That way you're ready to go. Eat a healthy, nutritious meal first thing in the morning. Something that I fail on a lot is properly training up my family. It's not enough for you to be ready and for you to have all the tools and equipment and knowledge and know-how. You have to make sure that the people around you are as well equipped as you are, or as close as you can get them. Because there's a strong possibility when things go down that you won't be there. That's just the way life works sometimes. The break-in doesn't happen when you're home and you're ready to go. It happens when you're off on a trip somewhere and your wife and kids are home by themselves. These are the things that we need to think about, and these are the things that we need to be concerned about, training our loved ones up, making sure that they're as properly equipped as we are. Now here's a big one, and this one is a lot easier said than done, and that is practicing patience, becoming slower to anger. I get it. This one's tough. It's fairly easy for me. I've always been a fairly easygoing, slow to anger type individual. I haven't been in a lot of fights because 99.9% of the time, those fights can be avoided just by staying calm and rationally thinking and making good decisions to de-escalate the situation. Now, there's a lot of people I know that have been in a lot of fights because those guys are quick to anger. They're feisty. Hot-tempered individuals are, generally speaking, emotionally weak, and they react to insignificant problems by exploding in hopes that that's going to solve whatever that problem is. And generally, it just makes it worse. So if we could all practice slowing down, taking deep breaths, calming down, and de-escalating situations before they get worse, I think the world will benefit from it. It's about 300 yards to the top of this hill behind me right here, and it is a pretty steep one, and it's nasty and covered in slick, slippery rocks and leaves. Could I run up there if my life depended on it? Could I sprint to the top of this hill if my life depended on it, or somebody else's life depended on it? Am I fit enough to do that? Am I strong enough to push the car off the victim that just got ran over? Am I a capable individual that's able to help physically if needed? That's a question you need to ask yourself. If you tried to sprint to the top of this hill behind me right here, would you throw up all over your boots? If that's the case, then there's something that needs to change. Physical fitness, training, all of these things will help you exude confidence. And the more confident you are, the less likely you are to be targeted in the first place for some sort of violent attack. We should all aspire to be the individuals that are ready, willing, and able to help the people around us. I don't think we should ever be in a situation where we're looking around trying to find somebody that's in charge. If you're ever wondering who's in charge, it is you. Guys, I hope these quick tips were helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please add additional helpful tips in the comment section. I'd be really grateful for that. Thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Can't wait to see you on the next one. I'm Jason Salyer with Survival Dispatch. As a Survival Dispatch insider, you'll be able to gain the knowledge, the skills, and equipment necessary to protect your family when it really, really matters. They'll provide crucial information on such things as stockpiling food, medical necessities, communication plans. You will receive specific, actionable plans that can deliver proven techniques to help you get home, shelter in place, or bug out safe.